Okay. Hello, everyone. And I thank you for being here with me. And I thank you for even wanting to listen to me. And I hope you don't want to watch me because I may make mistakes. But just listen to what I have to say. I am Mary Truss from the Mary T Perspective. Now, I know you haven't heard from me for a while because I've been out here just watching what's going on. They've been calling me, when are you going to come up with another Mary T Perspective? But what I do is I like to know uh, what is going on myself. So, because I want to know, inquiry minds want to know, I try to find who's doing what, when they're doing it, how they're doing it, and where they're doing it. Now, I'm going to talk about uh, voter, voter suppression, which means I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about you, the voter, and how your vote is being suppressed by the very people you think that are for you. And they really are not. They're suppressing the vote. Now, I want to tell you and remind you of this. I want to say years ago, maybe some of you are too young to know it, but you should have read about it. There were three civil rights workers who lost their life trying to help us gain the right to vote. There were times when we had to pass a test in order to vote. One of my grandmothers died before she got the right, before she voted. She had the right supposedly as a human being, vote. But her vote was suppressed. And how it was suppressed? There are all kind of suppressions. All kind. But in those days, you had to take a test, or whoever you worked for, they took you down to vote, and you had to vote the way your master or whoever told you to vote because you worked for them. But when we got a little bit courage and a little bit sense and got a few more people working for us and helping us, we got out and we got the right to vote. There's so many people lost their lives over this, us trying to have the right to vote. My older sisters and brothers would teach some of the older people how to vote. They would teach them how to read so they would know what is going on. And my brother even got shot at. My oldest brother got shot at. And the man told my father, your boy is getting too big for his britches. So we and I differed over there and told you this and a little bit of that, because we've had such a hard time trying to gain the right to vote. And then I find that now, as I walk these streets and talk to people about voting, we're suppressing the vote, our own selves. Now you ask, well, why am I doing this? Well, I'm a voter registrar. And when I talk to people about voting, they are interested to know why University Park is not holding a forum. Now remember, I told you I'm going to talk to you about who's doing what, when, and where they're doing it, and how they're doing it. I'm saying that in University Park, they're suppressing our vote. You're suppressing the vote when you are not informed. And when there are people of power have the power to permit you to exercise your right to vote, they in some way suppress that right. Case in point. Now I'm just going to give you a few because I know you don't have time to listen to me with all of this. But this town is more than 95% African American. the whole entire board is African American, including the mayor. We've got empty buildings up the wazoo, and we have a library. Now, our library is not one that is run by an individual. It's not one that is run by somebody way out of town. The people here own the library in the sense that it has to operate. And how it operates is with money. And how they get the money is through the taxpayers. But yet, the library and its distinguished board have decided that they know what is best for us. We should not deal with anything when it comes to voting other than the very day that you go in to vote. And you go in to cast your vote and leave. But I want to tell you, most of the people that go in there to vote are not informed. You don't have a mechanism for getting a unified or calm forum. Now, there is a difference between a debate and a forum. A forum usually is ran by a recognized organization that knows how to put on these forums. Now, in this area and throughout the country, there's an organization called the League of Women Voters. And they, believe me, know how to do it, and they do it well. Now, I have nothing against debates. We have debates in high school and sometimes junior high. But a forum really gives you a more informed decision on who you're voting for and how it's done. And it's more organized, and no one gets to do something that no one else gets a chance to do. Whatever questions are asked, they are asked of everyone. These same questions is for everyone, and you answer it the best of your knowledge. Now, this is when we get to see who you are. Now, here is the big question. This is what, in order for us to come away with an informed decision about who we're going to vote for, we need to vet these people. You get vetted when you go to get a job, interview someplace. They're always after you, and believe me, the federal government can really, really vet you. But we're not allowed to do that here. We don't know who these people are running for office. We got somebody that's running for mayor, and well, that's a candidacy, mayor. And then we have the other candidates. We have the village trustees. We don't know these people. You can't know everybody. Some you know and some you don't know. Well, I happen to know most of them, but I don't know who they are, who they really are. Now, there's a TV program called Who Are You? Who are you? That's what I want to know. Who are you? What are your qualifications? What are you bringing to the table? What are you putting out there? What kind of character do you have? What kind of educational background do you have? What kind of abilities do you have that you can make an informed decision on issues that occur in front of you, me, and everybody else if we don't vet you? So you put out all of these signs everywhere. We still don't know who you are. So I know you have to do a few things like you want to check yourself up, you want to put on some more lipstick, you want to put a wig on, or you might want to dye your hair if you're a little gray like me, and you might want to appear to be kind of young, put on decent clothes, maybe you might want to lose some weight, or whatever you might want to do. But you need to have something in here. And for me, I would prefer that you are as smart as me, and really, I'd like for you to be smarter than me if you're going to be the leader. You're up there making decisions that's supposed to be inform me how I can best choose the best candidate. But we can't do that if the votes are being suppressed. And how they're being suppressed? Number one, some candidates, if he or she is the incumbent, will not allow themselves to be on display and answer questions because for fear that they can't answer them because they've told so many lies. Then you have some, okay, I'll get myself a new wig and I'll put on this and I'll get some eyelashes and I'll put on some makeup, make myself look a little better. That degree, case in point, one of the candidates said that she had 2 years of college. Well, later on, after a few more of these postcards or all this literature comes out, now this person has a degree in college. Within about 2 weeks, like the size of the fish that the man claimed broke his pole, she is getting more and more educated by the week. And yet, this person does not have genius status. Then they have one that is a veteran. Prove that. Can you prove that by me? Can you prove it? We want everybody else to prove other things. This is so important. And these people are requesting, they want to be, what do you think? They want to be the legislators and vote aye on this or aye on that or support this or support that, and yet they know nothing about it. They don't attend meetings on a regular basis. They don't research anything. They do whatever the higher upper in hierarchy in office tells them to. Trustees votes aye on everything, have not researched anything. You got a mayor stuffing this down their throat and that down their throat. You got a mayor trying to have a strong mayoral. This is not that kind of government. He is not the strong mayor. This is not a strong mayor government. This is not a mayoral government. This is the city council government. But we've got new residents, and most of them are renters. They could care less, so they don't come out. They may or may not come out. But you need to be informed so you can make a informed decision. Now, the League of Women Voters are about the best as putting on a forum. You don't find too much better than them. I don't know of anyone better than them. And this town, University Park, have so many empty buildings, but the people in charge, they hold the purse string. They do not allow the League of Women Voters as of this year to come in and put on a forum. But it's amazing. Channel 7 and the mayoral people in Chicago, they love the League of Women Voters because the forums are put on by the League of Women Voters. I happen to be a member of that, but they are just the best. They are the best. But we pay taxpayers. You pay for the library. You're supposed to be able to learn. I can go to the library, and I'm going to give you an example. In April, we are going to, late April, May, we're going to have Minnie Ravinia there. I can listen to all kinds of blues and tap dancing and everything else and jazz there. Oh, I can exercise. I can learn how to dance. I can learn I can play video games. My children can play that old crazy game. It's called, I think, Grand Theft Auto, where they learn how to do critical, dirty things and all kinds of crazy things that are not. But I cannot learn how to be informed by my voting and to make an informed choice with voting. Not with the library. Not with that library board. No, they see this as being politics. They say no politics. Politics is everything. It's our life. It's our livelihood. It is what it is. Stop suppressing the vote. Now there's a hall where we have meetings, and it's owned by the government. But we can't use that either, because the mayor, if it's not something that the mayor is in favor of, it doesn't happen. Now the mayor that we've had in the past says, oh yeah, the League of Women Voters can have a forum here. The League of Women Voters is doing you a service. We are coming here. It takes a lot of people to put on a good forum. I didn't say debate, a good forum. So that taxpayers and pay the salaries of these people, so that the taxpayers and the voters, so that the voters can make an informed decision when they go out to vote. You can tell the people who are weak. They have the most signs on the street. Those are the weak ones, because the people don't know you as a strong candidate. You don't have a good, strong backing, so you've got to put all these signs out. The sign it just tells me what you look like and what your name is. It does not tell me anything about your ability to be a good servant. And then they get in office and they forget that they are the servants of the people, because they have taken away your right to be informed. Oh, and there's another method they use. They go out and get people to vote for them. This is something new now, they buy you gas cards, they buy you gift cards, they're even pay. I heard the lady tell me that a candidate was paying her to put his signs in her window, because he didn't have to administer the signs. He didn't have to worry about somebody pulling it up or the wind blowing it away. And I said, there's nobody in the house that's registered to vote. She says, I don't care. He's paying me to do it. If you think I'm lying, go down Black Hawk and survey the people on Black Hawk. And you can't even talk politics in our library, but they are a taxing body. Look at your tax bill. Your tax bill, the library taxes you, but they will not allow the League of Women Voters to conduct a forum in the library. I say it again. You can learn how to dance there. You can exercise there. You can make jewelry there. You can do a lot of things, but there's not a lot of emphasis on being informed. And I want to tell you, that sign does not tell me who you are. We don't know who you are. What are you bringing to the table? What? You're lying about this. You're lying about your education. You're lying about your background. You're lying about everything. And what are you taking from the table? Who's paying for all those signs you have out there? Who's paying for that? Is it the drug dealer? What is it? Is it the lawyer that wants your business, wants to get into be the lawyer in the town here? Who is it? Who are you? I'm going to tell you, the one with the most signs usually is the one that's most insecure about who they are. Veteran, prove it to me that you're a real veteran. Got a degree? Prove it to me that you're real. You can find out almost anybody who they are. Don't let them give you the okie doke. Stop suppressing the votes. Now, I've seen a local church have debates. I'm going to tell you, they have to have the police there. Almost every time they have a debate, somebody's about to fight. Doesn't happen with the League of Women Voters. You leave there with an informed decision. You'll know something about these candidates. But some of these people, it's hard to trace them. It's hard to get out there and find out. I tell you, look at all this paper I get out of the mail coming here asking for my vote. You got signs everywhere. Some of the signs has been here since 4 years ago. They're still out there on the ground. Who are you? What are you bringing to the table? And what do you want to take from the table? What are you taking from the table? I was told that there's one person here is always saying, this is their motto, okay, what's in it for them? What's in it for you? All of a sudden, people who was arguing and fighting, you was going to send that person to jail, got the state's attorney, the attorney general, and everybody on. Now all of a sudden, you're going to vote for that person. You're going to put that person's sign up in your yard. Yes, because you want them. All of a sudden, they are good because somebody's palms are greased. We got bad water. Doesn't bother them because they got something out of it. I had a new driveway, but mine cost me $12,000. How much did yours cost? Be watchful. Everybody's not asleep. Some of us are vetting you. Some of us are. I don't care how many new wigs you put on, how many eyelashes you put on. I don't care how many suits you buy, sir. I don't care whose windows that you put your signs in. Who do you paying the $20 and $25 to put the signs up? How do you know they're going to vote for you? When I go in to vote, how do you know who I vote for? How do you know? I have to get out here and try to vet you. You got political hires here in town. We got a busy street where school buses come on. Street is not even striped. And when you stripe the street, you know what you put on it? Highlighter yellow. Not goldenrod, legal goldenrod. Who are you? We don't know. Stop suppressing our votes, library board. Who paid for that new room you put on? Look at your taxes, where your money's coming from. All of it didn't come from your donations. There are people in this town who do vote. There are people in this town who do pay taxes to keep you there. You are a servant of the people. Stop putting up all these signs, sending me all this crap to my address, because we don't know who you are. The people don't know who you are. Who are you? You need that money and you're trying to vote yourself another raise? Go get a second job to pay your car payment or your house payment. Give the taxpayer a break. We got sewer. Streets look terrible. Paper all over the street. Sewers stopped up with leaves. I haven't seen a street sweeper in a year and a half. No, it's been less. Yeah, I did see some under that other director of Public Works. But this is terrible. You're not doing anything. The block clerk has to go out and help pick up the paper because you don't have enough people working. You've got you're so top heavy. Everybody at the top is paid a lot of money to do nothing. Many of the jobs are just nothing but a clerk job. And you got somebody sitting there with a big title and a big, big paycheck. And what are you doing? Who are you? Who are you? And what are you bringing to the table? And stop taking from the table. You need to get out of here. La, la, la. Stop suppressing the vote. Too many people died for us to have the right to vote and to be informed. Too many of us did. I'm one of these who had to sit down at places where we were not wanted. I've drank out a colored only fountain. I've been called that other name. for you to get up there and look just like me. You look just like me. You have as much melanin as I have. And then you're going to try to suppress my vote. Who are you? Let's put your resume out here on the table. Code enforcement in this town is like zilch. But who cares? Who cares? African American town, majority of us have high blood pressure. You can't get the fire department to take your blood pressure. I had a function, asked for the fire department to just drop in between calls to take some blood pressure. We were there 5 hours. Did they show up? No. Who are you? I see other fire departments going door to door, making sure you have smoke detectors in your home. I see them going door to door, want to know if there's anything we can do. I see them out here with a boot collecting money for something. I see them out here at different other functions, but not in our town, not in University Park. You don't care about the people here. Who are you? Who do you want to be? You just want to take something from the table. Every time you look around, you're having a party or a car show. The neighborhood looks terrible. I personally, at least twice a year, clean the top lots. Why am I cleaning the top lots? I don't get paid for it. It's just volunteer work. Because I don't want the children out there on the swings picking up liquor bottles, drinking out of liquor bottles. I don't want that. What are they drinking? Urine? Are they drinking any? That's not. What are you here for? Town looks terrible. But you always want somebody to throw up extra money. Who are you? Mr. Candidate, who are you? What are you doing for the people? You're supposed to be a servant of the people. You tell me that you're feeding children, that you saw a child hungry. Did you call 1-800-CHILD-ABUSE? Did you report them so they can get some funds out there to that child? So that parent? You didn't report them? You see a mother beating and hitting on her kid and it's so obvious that the child needs medical help? Everybody, medical help does not mean physical. A lot of these children have mental problems. They may need some help. So instead of beating and hitting your kid, help your child. Seek out some help. Instead of being out here letting these kids do any and everything, I worked like crazy to make sure we slept in shift, to make sure our children didn't go out of the house at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to stick up somebody. Raising children is not easy. It is difficult because children will be children. Young adults will be young adults. Stop suppressing the vote. Get the right people in office. Stop sending all this paper out here, throwing up all these signs, and you're about nothing because you don't have nothing to put up but a lot of signs. Tell us who you really are. Stop putting up that junk about you have all of these degrees and all this and you worked in this and you worked in that. We can find out. Has anybody ever paid funds for you for the Department of Employment Security? If they have, we can find out who you really are. The computers tell us who you really are. Stop it. Stop suppressing the vote. Stop taking tax dollars, keeping up a building so that you can perform what you want to say in here and not of what the taxpayers want. If you're not going to function the duties, don't take the job. Don't take it. Don't do to the people here where the community is 95% African American. And on some days, it's almost 100, because it depends on who's sleeping here. Now, I know times are tough and people have to surf different houses for direction and for a place to sleep. There are some times when we're at almost 100% African American here, because we got so many. These houses, especially the larger houses, got 2 and 3 families living in them. That raises how many of us are here. Stop suppressing the vote. Try to help the people. And stop trying to suppress people who are trying to help. Don't just pick up a paycheck. It ain't right. It's not right. We should know you. Do not suppress the vote. There is no reason for us to be able to use a room and vote in the room and not be able to use it to become informed on how and who to vote for. Now, I'm going to close with this, and I've talked to you long enough. But this has got to change. You can't continue to suppress the vote. You can't continue to throwing up all your signs out there, blowing all over the place, sending them in the mail when you're not going to do anything. You're voting just because the mayor told you to vote a certain way, or you have a cousin or uncle working at that particular place. You sitting over there making bad decisions. You got the hierarchy, because the mayor is in charge, you think, of how you vote. Believe me, you did not bring Amazon to University Park. Nobody brings Amazon any place. Don't believe that. It's not true. You kept a secret. You say you gave, you sold 32 acres of land for Cabana. And then what did you do with it? And then what happened? You borrowed $1 million from Amazon and paid it back at 7% interest? And you asking for these people's votes again? Who are you? Stop suppressing the vote.